Namaste, divine souls, from Celestial Medium. Today, we step across the veil into the mythic realms of three radiant forces of Hindu cosmology: Shiva, Parvati, and Ganesha. Not merely deities, but living archetypes. They are the sacred trinity of transformation, divine love, and awakened inner wisdom. Shiva, the auspicious one, also known as Mahadeva, the great god, and Hara, the dissolver of illusions, is the supreme force of transcendence. In Shaivism, he is the primal yogi, the still flame at the heart of chaos, the god who dances worlds into being and dissolves them into silence. Parvati, the mountain-born goddess, is more than Shiva's consort. She is the incarnate Shakti, who is the divine feminine and wellspring of creation. Parvati is Shiva's consort and embodies love, power, and devotion. She represents the feminine energy that nurtures and sustains the universe. Gentle yet fierce, beautiful yet ascetic, she embodies love, fertility, artistic grace, and spiritual strength. She is the mirror in which the god awakens. Ganesha, their son, is the elephant-headed, pot-bellied, and infinitely wise Lord of beginnings and remover of obstacles. Born from divine love and tested by fire, he blesses every journey, whispers the first mantra, and stands at the threshold of every sacred path. This isn't just mythology, this is cosmic psychology. These are maps of consciousness, encoded with truths that can awaken, heal, and empower us. So let us begin at the luminous origin with the tale of divine love, loss, and rebirth. Let us walk with gods, witness devotion that shakes eternity, and discover how from the union of Shiva and Parvati came the miracle of Ganesha. In the beginning, the universe trembled with silence. In the shadow of eternity, there dwelled a god who had turned his back on the world. Shiva, the great ascetic, the destroyer, the lord of cosmic dissolution, sat wrapped in stillness atop the Himalayan peaks, eyes closed, heart sealed. He had once loved, but love had brought only fire. His first consort, Sati, born of royalty, defied her proud father, King Daksha, to marry the wild god smeared in ash and crowned in dreadlocks. But Daksha's arrogance knew no bounds. In a grand sacrificial ceremony, he humiliated Shiva, denying him honor and seat. Sati, unable to bear the insult hurled at her beloved, imploded into fire. Her scream echoed across time. Shiva's grief became a tempest. With her burning body in his arms, he danced the Tandava, the cosmic dance of destruction, shaking heaven and earth. It took the intervention of Vishnu himself to end the chaos, scattering Sati's sacred remains across the land and birthing the Shakti Pithas, eternal shrines of the goddess. Thus, Shiva withdrew, not merely from the world, but from desire, from destiny, from himself. But the universe cannot survive on stillness alone. From the sacred mountains was born Parvati, daughter of Himavan and Meena, a reincarnation of Sati, but greater still. She was not merely woman, but Shakti incarnate, the feminine force of the cosmos. From her very birth, she was drawn to Shiva, the echo of lifetimes whispering in her soul. Determined to awaken his frozen heart, Parvati undertook fierce tapasya. She abandoned her palace, her comforts, and embraced the wilderness. For millennia, she fasted, meditated, endured blazing suns and bitter snows. Her body weakened, but her spirit blazed brighter than the stars. Her austerity was not suffering. It was a call across time. Remember me. Even the gods watched with bated breath. The union of Shiva and Shakti was no mere romance. It was the balancing of the universe, the merging of stillness with motion, void with form. Shiva, stirred at last, descended, but not as himself. Cloaked in the guise of a wandering hermit, he mocked his own name, testing Parvati's devotion. But she saw through the illusion. With a voice both soft and thunderous, she declared her love, not blind, but knowing, not desperate, but eternal. Then the illusion dropped, the heavens parted. Shiva, radiant and terrible, stood before her. And in that moment, love was not won, but remembered. The two halves of creation became whole. Their wedding was not of this world. Celestial beings sang hymns older than time. Rivers flowed backward. The earth bloomed in gold. The cosmic masculine and feminine were united once more, and existence exhaled in relief. From this sacred union, creation stirred anew. One day, as Shiva retreated into the mountains for meditation for a long period of time, Parvati longed for a companion, someone of her own essence. In the sanctity of her bath, she gathered the golden turmeric paste from her body, and from it she shaped a boy. With the breath of her Shakti, she gave him life. Thus was born Ganesha, her son, radiant and strong, her guardian and joy. One fateful day, while Parvati bathed, she commanded Ganesha to guard her door. It was then that Shiva returned, unaware of the boy's identity. Ganesha, unwavering in his mother's command, barred the god's path. The mountain trembled as gods clashed. Shiva's followers, the fierce Ganas, stormed forward, but Ganesha, brave and immovable, held his ground. He fought not with rage, but with righteousness. Then came Shiva's fury. In a flash, his trident struck, severing the boy's head from his body. Silence fell. Time itself recoiled. When Parvati emerged, her scream shattered the skies. Her sorrow morphed into rage. Kali awakened. The very fabric of reality bent beneath her wrath. The gods trembled, for the end was near. Realizing the enormity of his error, Shiva's heart cracked open. He vowed to make amends. He sent his followers to find the first creature facing north, a sacred elephant, ancient and wise. With reverence, Shiva placed its head upon the lifeless body. He whispered life into the form. The boy stirred. Ganesha was reborn. Shiva embraced him, eyes glistening with remorse and pride. He declared, "Let all worship begin with you, my son, Ganesha, Lord of hosts, remover of obstacles, guardian of thresholds." The gods chanted his name, the world rejoiced, and thus, from cosmic longing and celestial union, from grief and grace, rose the guardian of new beginnings, Ganesha, the gentle giant who dwells in the hearts of seekers. But who are these divine beings? Shiva, the destroyer of illusion, and Parvati, the mother of all. Their stories unfold like galaxies, where we step into the mysteries of their archetypes and deeper spiritual meanings. Shiva is not merely a destroyer. He is the essence of transcendence and the cosmic yogi. One of the most powerful legends that reveal his divine essence is the churning of the cosmic ocean, the Samudra Manthan. When gods and demons churned the celestial ocean to obtain the nectar of immortality, a deadly poison so fierce called Halahala emerged and threatened to dissolve all of creation. Terrified, the gods turned to Shiva. With serene resolve, he consumed the poison, holding it in his throat. His skin turned a deep, luminous blue, earning him the name Nilakantha, the blue-throated one. This act was not destruction, but compassion. By bearing the toxicity of the cosmos, Shiva saved existence. He is also Nataraja, the lord of the dance, whose rhythmic tandava is both the beat of creation and the pulse of dissolution. With fire in one hand and blessing in another, his dance takes place within the circle of time as he is surrounded by the flames of transformation. Shiva's paradoxical form, ascetic yet householder, fierce yet tender, destroyer yet savior, is a reflection of the boundless self beyond duality. He is one of the Trimurti, the trinity of cosmic functions, Brahma the creator, Vishnu the preserver, and Shiva the destroyer or transformer. But his destruction is not chaos. It is the sacred end of illusion, ego, and attachment. Shiva is the force that makes transformation possible, so that new life can emerge. He dwells in Mount Kailash, often in serene meditation, smeared in ashes, the remains of impermanence. He wears a crescent moon, symbolic of time and cycles. From his hair flows the Ganga River, the celestial purifier. His third eye opens only in moments of truth, destroying ignorance in a flash of insight. Key symbols of Shiva include his trident or trishul, which symbolizes the three states of consciousness: waking, dreaming, and deep sleep. He often wears a tiger skin, which symbolizes the mastery over desires and animalistic instincts. The ashes smeared upon him serve as a reminder that all things material must end. One of the most sacred mantras to invoke Lord Shiva is Om Namah Shivaya. This powerful mantra means, I bow to Shiva, a reverent salutation to the inner self. It acknowledges the divine within us and invokes the consciousness that transcends illusion. Chanting it brings peace, surrender, and deep spiritual alignment. Shiva isn't just a god to be worshipped, he's a state of being. He represents pure consciousness, untouched, unchanging, eternal. He is a true mystic. To follow Shiva is to learn detachment, awareness, and fearlessness. Before the mountains knew her name, before the stars whispered their secrets, she was Sati, daughter of Daksha, burning with divine love for Shiva, the enigmatic ascetic wrapped in silence and ash. But fate was cruel. In a fiery sacrifice born of insult and anguish, Sati perished, plunging Shiva into cosmic grief. He danced the Tandava, shaking existence itself until time split and gods intervened. Then the world waited. From Sati's ashes, destiny bloomed again. As Parvati, born to the mountain king Himavan, she was drawn to Shiva not by chance, but by the echo of an eternal bond. Through unmatched devotion, she performed great austerities until even Shiva's trance cracked open. Parvati is not only Shiva's consort, she is his counterpart in the active energy to his stillness. Known as Shakti, she represents the divine feminine principle that animates the cosmos. Where Shiva is the void, Parvati is creation. Where Shiva is meditation, Parvati is devotion and love. She is the goddess who transforms herself from gentle Parvati to fierce Durga to terrifying Kali, all depending on what the moment calls for. Through her, we learn that feminine energy is not passive. It is creative, dynamic, fierce, and nurturing all at once. There are three key forms of Parvati. Durga is the warrior goddess who defeats the buffalo demon Mahishasura, representing the slaying of inner ignorance. Kali is the goddess of time, death, and the ultimate liberation. She is terrifying to the ego, liberating to the soul. Annapurna is the goddess of nourishment who feeds both body and spirit. Perhaps her most profound form is when she and Shiva are united in one body. This is the form of Ardhanarishwara. Ardhanarishwara reminds us that wholeness lies not in division, but in harmony. That the self is both Shiva and Shakti. In this divine manifestation, Shiva and Parvati appear as one, half male, half female. It is a cosmic symbol of perfect balance, the union of consciousness and energy, the masculine and feminine, stillness and movement. A beloved mantra dedicated to the goddess is the Devi mantra, Om Aim Hreem Kleem Chamundaya Vichche. This mantra carries deep mystical syllables. Aim invokes wisdom and Saraswati's essence. Harim represents divine beauty and transformation. Kleem draws in love and attraction. Chamundaya calls upon the fierce goddess Chamunda. Vichcha means I cut through, as in cutting through illusion. Together, it translates as I invoke the powerful goddess Chamunda to help me cut through illusion and negativity with wisdom, love, and divine strength. Parvati teaches devotion, self-discipline, and love. Her relationship with Shiva is a dance of union and separation, echoing the dualities in our own lives. She symbolizes the divine potential within all women to create, nurture, protect, and destroy when necessary. In meditation, Parvati is the rising energy, the Kundalini Shakti, moving from the base chakra to the crown, awakening our inner Shiva. Ganesha, the elephant-headed son of Shiva and Parvati, is one of the most beloved deities in the world across traditions and continents. He is the first to be invoked in any ritual. Why? Because Ganesha governs thresholds, both physical and symbolic. He is the Lord of beginnings and the patron of writers, travelers, seekers, and students. He removes obstacles, but also places them when lessons must be learned. Ganesha, born from divine intention, carries within him the wisdom of two worlds, the grounded strength of an elephant and the innocence of a child. One of the most beloved tales of Ganesha is the fruit of knowledge. One day, sage Narada brought a magical fruit to Shiva and Parvati, a fruit of divine knowledge and immortality. The parents declared it would go to the son who could circle the world 3 times the fastest. Kartikeya, Ganesha's brother, leapt onto his peacock and soared across the skies. But Ganesha, smiling, simply walked around his parents 3 times. Why? They asked. He bowed and said, "You, mother and father, are my entire universe." Moved by his wisdom and love, they gifted him the fruit. Ganesha's stories remind us that the path to greatness lies not in competition, but in understanding. That obstacles are not roadblocks, but stepping stones. That true knowledge begins with humility and devotion. Ganesh Chaturthi is a Hindu festival celebrating the birthday of Hindu deity Ganesha. Because Shiva took the head off the leader of the Ganas and put it on Ganesha, he said, "From now, you are a Ganapati. You are the head of Ganas." Ganesha is considered to be the lord of letters and learning. In fact, many stories stress his cleverness and love of intelligence. His large ears teach us to listen more. His tiny eyes remind us to look with concentration. His big belly shows us to digest life in both joy and sorrow with grace. He holds a modak or sweet, symbolizing the reward of spiritual discipline. And his vehicle, the mouse, is perhaps his most paradoxical symbol. Desire is tiny, yet it can chew through anything. Ganesha rides it, mastering it. Ganesha's elephant head symbolizes memory, intuition, and higher knowledge. He is often depicted with one tusk, symbolizing the sacrifice of duality in favor of wisdom. There are various stories about how he came to have a broken tusk, each offering a different perspective on letting go. One story tells of Ganesha refusing entry to Parashurama, leading to a battle where his tusk was severed. Ganesha's broken tusk reminds us that true strength lies in knowing when to let go. The axe and noose he often carries symbolize cutting attachments and binding the mind. The mouse he rides symbolizes his power over the lower mind, tamed by wisdom. The most revered mantra for Lord Ganesha is the Ganapati mantra. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. This mantra means salutations to the remover of obstacles, Lord Ganesha. It is a sacred invocation that opens doors, clears the path, and blesses all beginnings. Ganesha isn't just a remover of external obstacles, he removes inner blocks. Fear, self-doubt, confusion. He teaches us to begin again with joy, focus, and humility. Together, Shiva, Parvati, and Ganesha form more than a family. They represent a spiritual equation. Shiva is pure consciousness, the silent witness. Parvati, or Shakti, is divine energy that animates, moves, creates. Ganesha is the manifest wisdom. He is the union of both, guiding us on the path. This trinity is not external. It lives within you. Your stillness is Shiva. Your vitality is Parvati. Your intuition and action is Ganesha. From divine longing and cosmic union, from sacrifice and rebirth, emerge the timeless truths of Shiva, Parvati, and Ganesha, not only as gods in the heavens, but as guiding lights within us. When we honor this trinity within, life becomes sacred. Every step becomes a ritual. Every challenge becomes a teacher. Thank you for walking this sacred path with me today. May the stories of Shiva, Parvati, and Ganesha inspire you to move through life with awareness, love, and courage. If this video brought value to your spiritual journey, please like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, keep reaching and keep growing. Namaste.